again. As you can see it here today officially I'm presenting you my latest rig. It's made, to record not continuously, but being able to record in multiple hours, meaning that the purpose is you go somewhere, start recording, and you can leave it on the camera with the external monitor, not being afraid that you remain without juice. So the batteries, as you can see it here, they are really big and they can hold up multiple hours. So that means when is, for example, on the tripod where I'm holding it in the hand, I can take my time for the framing, just to reconsider, just to try out options. I don't have to hurry up because I remain without electricity. Okay, so that's not a problem with this configuration, right? So then, the way it is built, this build makes the Canon Eos M and magiclantern really heavy. And it's funny because I always wanted something small, like a pocket cinema camera, but that pocket cinema camera, when I was taking out and just, recording things, the footage was almost unusable. Micro jittering, micro movements, so I didn't have the stabilized shots. Of course, a tripod can always help you out, but there's another thing that is helping us out. Until now, I didn't understand those big cameras that are for documentaries, the Sony FX9, FX9. They are heavy cameras, but the idea that being heavy, it really helps us out. I was astonished that all the footage that you have seen it before, with that event, with the basketball in town, on the riverbed, it was made handheld. But that handheld was very usable, and if I'm stabilized a little bit in post-production, it was almost that it no jittering, no nothing. But that thanks to the heaviness of this built out, this rig. And the other thing is that this is really functional. As you can see, it's very easy to hold it in my hand. I have a handle here that has multiple functions. First, it allowed me to keep the camera like this, right? Then I can stop recording from here, but also protects the HDMI out and the audio in. So then, on the other hand, I have this handle that is very, convenient. I can stabilize the camera, and I have here, you see, so I can focus on the subject, frame it, and then just like this, I can already move and record. So that was the main idea for this build out. And then in front, I have this plate. This plate I have attached because I was thinking how I'm doing this project. It's all about transforming the magiclantern crop mode 1x1 1280p presets. That preset is almost a 1080p, but with an aspect ratio of 3:2, right? That's kind of open gate that everybody is speaking and has been speaking about it. And I didn't know, but that open gate, that format, this aspect ratio of 3:2 is amazing, or it's quite nice for anamorphic thing. So, I I haven't, touched and been in this field with the anamorphic one. Anamorphic lenses are not that much, but still a good one. It's quite, expensive. And here we are in the budget cinema, so everything is about the budget. I mean, if you look this built out, it's with almost, we can say, from scrap material, or the material that people do not want anymore. These handles are, that old camera handles that you can find in thrift shops or wherever. And yes, so this built out is really the poor man's cinema budget cinema rig. So in front, I thought to myself, okay, I have a C mount, so I had multiple C mounts. How about if I'm attaching an anamorphic adapter to the C mount? Will this do the trick? And did it do it? I mean, it does. So I found an anamorphic projector lens. This is the Animax anamorphic ISCO Göttingen 2-time squeezing anamorphic projector lens adapter. So talking about projector lens, this is for the 60 millimeter film projector that generally you have put it in front of the projection. And then you could have squeezed and then stretched anamorphic, film quality, nice projection for 60 millimeter films. And I thought to myself, okay, C-mount lenses normally would work. Now I tried with different lenses like 8 millimeter focal length with 12, 16, and it just didn't work. We could see inside of the projector lens, or even vignetting a lot. But what I discovered with this anamorphic projector lens, starting from 25, it's good. You don't have vignetting. Now, what people have remarked, but I don't know from where it's coming, because it's quite, clean, this one, but I saw myself when I was filming, midday, bright, sunny day, I could see, some kind of dust being inside. But now I cleaned it up, and I will still go outside and try it out, but maybe is inside some kind of dust. Then in a certain position, angle, you can just see, unfortunately, those dusts. But without that, this project, it's quite makes me happy. One, I started to use that, and then 1280p preset in the crop mode 1:1. I'm starting to loving it, even though it has that grainy, that it's not that sharp, but it's special. Here it's all about. I mean, if you are on this channel and you want me to show you that this small camera recording raw, but can have the same sharpness, clean thing like today's digital 4K, 6K, 8K cameras. No, that's not my idea. My idea was that there's a lot of ancient, old C-mount film lenses that I want to try them out and use them and have their uniqueness embodied in the recordings. And until now, I mean, C-mount lenses tend to vignette in a lot of presets. For example, in 1:3, there's just a lot of vignetting. Now, this preset, the 12 ATP, is a preset where you can put whichever C-mount lens you want, and you will have zero vignetting. But that form factor, for me, it was a little bit annoying. 3:2, I just didn't like it. I don't want it to stretch all the time the footage, think about how I will then reposition in DaVinci Resolve. That's just something that I wasn't comfortable. And I don't know why. Sometimes it can be okay, the 3:2, and I still will try it out, but I prefer this stretched, 2:35, 2:1, this kind of aspect ratios. This is just my personal preferences. So the idea is that with this, and I was thinking a lot about this preset because I have lenses that are usable only with this preset. And I said to myself, okay, I don't want digitally to stretch always or change the image. Can I do something that it's doing somehow organically? And there I saw on the YouTube, it's always a trend with the anamorphic thing. It wasn't my thing, but there's a thing on YouTube. So I thought to myself, can I do the same thing, but of course on a budget? Now, this is how it came, this idea of put in front an anamorphic projector lens that is dirt cheap. The problem is it's hard to find in good condition, or if not, you have to open it up and clean it by yourself because in general they are dirty. I mean, this one, if I'm looking from outside, it seems like it's clean, but you see in different angles when I'm recording, it still shows that it's dusty. Yeah. So that's the different difficulty to find, clean or in good condition without scratch or something like this. Because if you are doing flares and everything, if there's a scratch, if the glass is not, clean, dust, scratch, I think it. So this is a very, difficult thing because it always has to be clean, without dust, without scratch, because everything you can see it if you are playing with flares. But then it can be something organic and you can accept it if you want. But this project is amazing because it's working. So with that preset in magiclantern, attaching an anamorphic adapter like this one from projector lens, it will squeeze the image, and then if you are de-squeezing it, it gives you really a nice, and different perspective. And that's what I like about this project, this setting with the magiclantern preset 1280p with an aspect ratio 3:2, but then de-squeezed. It gives you a different perspective, and I like what it does. Now, obviously, one downside is that the minimum focal length that you can use with this one apparently is 25 millimeters. Now, I'm saying to you this is 25 millimeters, but you have to take into the consideration the crop factor that changes in fact. So 25, I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm not so sure, I didn't do the math, so you can do it. I believe it gives you around 40, maybe even more. But if it gives that 40, that's nice, that's still nice. However, another downside, if I can say, is that you have to be in distance in order to work well. But then what is strange, because when I was recording those footages with the motorcycles, I was quite close, and I still could have good and quite sharp, focusing on it and images. So it's strange because sometimes I feel like I have to be in distance, but sometimes I can get close. But that's maybe because of the modification that I made for this lens. I don't know if you remember this C-mount lens. I modified, so now it's the front element that is moving, and I can go really close. So maybe this lens also is helping me out with this anamorphic stuff. But the idea is that it's working. I mean, what I do, I always start this lens and just calibrating it with the PD movie. So making it really from macro until infinity. And then I leave it on the infinity because that's the most far from the sensor. And then I put this adapter, really, really in front of the lens. Maybe this movements and this setting is helping me out that I can go sometimes really in close distance. But this allows me and gives me excitement to try out all my C-mount lenses, starting from 25 millimeter until, I have a bunch of them, and it will be interesting to share with you also the results, and I will present you the lenses, and you will see what kind of results we can obtain with those lenses. Obviously, with those lenses, I will go beyond just anamorphic. I will go and show you the presets where those lenses are working without vignetting. But the cool stuff is that, as I told you, this configuration allows me to use C-mount lenses starting from 25 millimeter focal length. So there's a lot of C-mount lenses that are from 25 millimeters to you can have 100 millimeters also. And this project is just a lot of fun, and I just wanted to share with you. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do not forget, it's important to subscribe to this channel and participate my journey to discovering, like anamorphic, and then lenses, really old lenses from 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that we can use with the Canon Eos and the magiclantern, and that's just a lot of fun. See you next time. Bye.